Welcome back. So now in this video we're going to talk about casting on for socks using the two circulars. And what I have here are Knit Picks size 3 16-inch long circular needles, 16-inch from tip to tip. The important thing is the cable. The cable needs to be flexible. Knit Picks has great flexible cable. So do Dreams, and Clover has a very flexible cable. Lots of manufacturers out there. Addi Turbos are very flexible. They're very popular needles amongst hardcore knitters. I guess there are many, but I'm not super particular about the needle brand as I am about the cable. Very important to have a flexible cable. And for casting on for socks with two circulars, what you're going to do is regular cast on, stretchy cast on, or your favorite cast on. Doesn't matter too much. I'm going to use a long tail cast on again. And when you cast on, you're going to cast onto a single needle to begin with. So I'm going to get in here and cast on a few stitches, maybe 20 or 30 like I did for my last video. Hopefully this yarn doesn't get too beat up because it's the one that I plan on using for the socks that I'm going to be making along with the class. Okay. Actually, I just need to have an even number, the number divisible by 2. Because for socks, you need half of the stitches for this method, and for the magic loop method, you need half the stitches will go on the cable and the other half will be worked. So let me count what I have here: 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. What do you know? That's enough. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to transfer onto the second needle half the stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. And now that I've got them transferred over, what I'm going to do is fold this in half so that the two ridges are facing each other. And I'm just going to push everything, pull both needles out and push everything onto the cables. Okay, so now I'm set up. Half the stitches are on the back needle, back here, and half the stitches are on the front needle. And here's my yarn, that my working yarn is attached to the back needle. So all I'm going to do is push the two needle tips so that I can work with, the front stitches. So here's what I have. And then if I follow the needle along, you can see here's the other end. Now the important thing is that the back needle is just a holder. Okay, so that one you can actually pull the whole thing out so that the stitches are on the cable and not on the needle tip. The front needle is going to be working the stitches, so I will be working with the needle tips of the front needle, so you could see following the cable. Okay. It can happen where you end up working with the back needle and the front needle. If that happens, the stitches will get all transferred onto a single needle again, which is not a catastrophe. You just have to reposition them. But we want to make sure that when you're working the stitches, they're always worked with the needle tips from the same needle. Okay, so I'm going to grab my yarn here. And as with the magic loop method, I just start knitting. I don't do anything special at the corner. here. And the important thing, making sure that my ridge is facing each other, and I just start knitting. So I'm going to do what I did previously and do knit 1, purl 1 ribbing. So knit 1, I'm going to pull that a little tight, knit 1, purl 1, 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 knit 1, purl 1. Okay, so now I'm just going to pull the cable. Okay, rotate everything clockwise. And then take the front needle and pull it. Push the needle into the stitches. And work across this section. So I ended with a, what did I end with? A purl. So I'm going to start with knit. And pull on it a little tight at the join there. This has the same issue with the loose corners as the magic loop. So just tug a little tighter on when you're coming from the back needle to the front needle to minimize that. Work across, oops. I prefer this method over the magic loop method because there's 2 needles and I don't get all tangled up in the cables. But as I mentioned in my last video, the whole tangling and being all disoriented and everything, that's my particular issue. It's not that the technique, it has really nothing to do with the technique. I'm just klutzy with that magic loop method. But with this 2 circulars, can go pretty quick. A lot of people love this method too. I do like this method also. I just it's my number 2 method. My number 1 method is double points. Not because it's easier, it's equally easy. It's just that I can keep track of where I am in the body of the sock a little easier with double points. And with this moves pretty quick. You just, you know, keep rotating and making sure. The only thing you have to keep track of here is to make sure that you pull on the right needle to make so that you don't end up dropping out the stitches, you know, with all the stitches on a single needle. But it goes pretty quick, actually. Very, very quick. And you will end up with a tube. And purl, knit, purl. And again, the beginning of your round, you see my little tube there, and again the beginning of the round is where your tail is, so that I'm at the beginning of the round here. Little teeny tiny little doll size in this case for sure. That is, I don't think that's human sized. So there you have it. That's how you cast on for 2 circulars and connect and work around in a to make a tube. Next up is double points, so stay tuned for that.